Oh, hello, everybody. Wow, I probably just blew everyone's ears out with that.
Wow.
I feel like I'm talking slower than usual tonight. I don't know why. I feel kind of sluggish a little bit. You notice how I'm talking a little bit slower?
You got slower when you started talking to the people.
Maybe because I'm just paying attention to it too much. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you've already heard another voice that isn't mine.
Wow.
As promised,
I'm
just adjusting my mic here. As promised, a good friend of mine, Miss Amanda Martin,
Hello.
is here with us in the studio.
Wow, and it's a nice studio, folks.
It's a nice studio.
They even have scented candles.
One could say they even have steak in the studio.
They do.
We just had a steak dinner, and it was a great steak dinner. I liked it.
I voted that we eat it on the air, but Christian said that was bad.
No, that wouldn't be very good. So, Amanda, tell our users about you.
Users?
You
really
listeners.
You have a late radio voice. It's really thrilling to listen to.
I also have a radio face.
Oh, my God.
But,
I've heard that joke so many times.
yeah, that's a Nick. So tell our listeners about yourself
Well, hello, everyone.
and your show.
Oh, yes. So, hello. My name is Amanda. You may or may not know me since like half of you are from around the world, question mark. You definitely don't know me. My name is Amanda. I have my own radio show. It's called The Amanda Show, based off of the Nickelodeon sitcom The Amanda Show with Amanda Bynes from the early 2000s. It's every Wednesday, 5 p.m. It's not cool like Christians. You can't find it on every place where you get your music. You have to listen to it live on wcua.caster.fm. So every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I talk about a bunch of things, and it's pretty thrilling. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's me. Do you want to know more about me?
Yeah, what do you do? Why are you here?
Why are any of us here, really, Christian?
Oh shit. We're going to get into this.
Well, I am a student.
Okay.
I am studying a variety of things,
Okay.
including but not limited to Catholic theology and drama.
And drama.
Wow. And pastoral ministry. So
Catholic theology is kind of inherently dramatic, I would think. Like
Well,
scripture.
here's the thing. I didn't this is everyone keeps trying to be like, "Oh, great, Jesus Christ superstar." And I'm like, "No, that's not I didn't take them so that they would work together, though I think that they can. My senior thesis has combined all three of those things, and I'm very proud of it. But
Worlds collide.
But I didn't do it so that I could like find the perfect so I could be like a better evangelizer. It's just that I happen to like those two things. And yes, occasionally they might work together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we're just gonna. I explained to you the format of the show,
I'm
Amanda,
ready.
but the format is that there is no format.
I love that. We love that for you.
So I was on the Amanda Show. I
He
actually had
was.
the privilege of being on the Amanda
Yeah,
Show.
once I figure out how to get the Amanda Show in a public place, maybe you can all listen to it.
Well, you have the audio files, right?
Yeah, but like I can't share it on Google with your listeners.
Yeah.
You see
I
the
suppose.
predicament here?
Yeah. Well, none of you should be listening to this unless you listen to the Amanda
Yeah.
Show. So
Get over there.
there's the ultimatum.
Come on, people.
But I was on the show a couple weeks ago. We had
was.
some good discussions.
It was a thrill.
There is no call-in feature on
it.
here.
I wish there was.
I can do that eventually. I want to learn how to do it, but I think I need a landline for that, and I don't have a landline.
You probably do.
So
I
there
wish you
goes
could do it
that.
online somehow.
I bet. Yeah, this program's pretty neat that I use here.
I thought you were about to say this program is sponsored by, and then name your sponsors.
No, I'm not getting paid yet.
Dang
I'm
it.
not getting paid by advertisers.
Not yet.
I can monetize it, but
Who wants that?
who wants that?
Yeah.
So Amanda,
Yes.
it's the holiday season.
Christian. It is the holiday season.
You seem a little perturbed. Do the holidays
By the
perturb
holiday-
you?
No, the holidays don't perturb me. You just came on with an intensity I was ready to respond to. Some of the holidays perturb me. I mean,
Which
now
holidays?
we're in.
You have a problem with Kwanzaa, don't you?
I do. I was actually just thinking the other day. I don't know a single person who celebrates Kwanzaa.
No.
And maybe that just means I don't get around enough. But I was like, maybe this is more of a reflection on me. I don't know. But I've never met someone who I've asked many people if they celebrate Kwanzaa, and they say, no. So, Kwanzaa lovers, where are you?
Let's unpack that.
Oh, my God.
So, Kwanzaa, I don't know anybody who celebrates Kwanzaa either.
No.
I wish I did. I genuinely
Maybe
wish
we're just
I did.
sheltered.
You go to the Catholic University of America.
It's true.
A little bit of a sheltered
But,
environment.
I know some people. I get around.
You know some people.
I meet the people of D.C. from time to time.
Yeah, right?
And I've yet to
You
meet...
go on some homeless food
I
runs,
do.
right?
I lead homeless food runs. And
That's very noble of you.
maybe I should ask next time we're out tomorrow. Be like, hey, Merry Kwanzaa?
I wouldn't go around doing that.
Probably not do that. But how do you feel about Kwanzaa? That's what I say. I'm taking a random survey.
I know people who celebrate Chanukah, but not Kwanzaa. Chanukah.
Nice. That's the authentic pronunciation.
So, which of the holidays do
Hanukkah.
actually annoy you?
No, the term, well...
Or perturb?
I am perturbed by the general... This is what I was thinking about the other day. For a society that is so frick your religion, they sure do love taking on my religion every November to December and just partying it up, but not actually caring about the holiday. What's up with that?
Well...
We just use a Christian holiday that half of these people claim not to care about or reject altogether, but then you still celebrate it for a really long freaking time. Mm-hmm. So what's up with that?
Well, here's my thing. I'm one of those people... This might turn into a larger discussion, and I'm going to be careful to rein this in.
Rein it in.
I'm one of those people that I don't like the happy holidays thing. I am of the belief that you share your holiday with me. I'm Catholic, you're Catholic. If I go up to anybody, I'm going to tell them Merry Christmas.
And then they're going to say, you idiot, Happy Kwanzaa.
No, then they're going to say, it's Happy Holidays, actually.
Yeah.
But, like, if somebody was celebrating Kwanzaa, I would want them to tell me Happy Kwanzaa because
Yeah.
you're sharing that holiday, the Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, you're not imposing it upon them. You're just sharing your merriment.
Let's try and get down to the root of this because this is therapy. It's
my
called
God.
comedy therapy with Christian.
Right, sorry.
So let's try and get to the root of this.
What's the root?
You're saying people... Are you saying people are getting too caught up in the commercialized aspects of Christmas?
Well, perhaps I am saying that, but my bigger beef is that people... Well, no, I think there's two separate issues that are kind of also the same issue. One issue is you're like, blah, 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 commercialism, buy my gifts. Like, that's one separate thing. We're like forgetting the reason for the season, quote unquote. Another beef I have, which is related to forgetting the reason for the season, is like people who are not Christian or reject Christianity or spend all the day long shitting on me for being a practicing Catholic, but then also celebrate Christmas with the rest of us and whip out their freaking Christmas trees on November 1st, which is another thing that drives me insane.
Yeah, that's...
But what? If you're going to be like that, stop celebrating my holiday.
Well,
I mean, that's not how I feel. I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate my holiday.
I mean, it's got to go
but
both ways.
Stop. You're
That's
not
the thing.
actually... You're using the holiday for a separate thing, but is that not like...
So you have encountered specific people who have said,
Yeah.
why the hell do you practice Catholicism so much?
And not in those specific words, but more or less, yes.
But then they will rub it in your face how much they celebrate Christmas.
Well, not they in my face specifically, but in the world's face.
So
But
this
like,
is
am
mainly...
I wrong? We've got this whole like post... What's the name of the word? Oh, now I sound like a fool. Post something... Not into religion, whatever that's called. There's a phrase for
Post-secular? No?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. We've got that kind of society, but then Christmas is freaking bigger than ever. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
Here's the thing. And I'm losing my train of thought as I'm trying to say the
I'm
thing.
watching it go.
There it goes.
People,
there
if you were here in the studio, you could see his train of thought. It's chewing away. Look at it go.
So
now it's circling around the Christmas tree. It's very festive.
it's rocking around the Christmas tree.
Oh, Lord.
So I totally get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That, don't be hypocrites, essentially.
Basically.
And I think a lot of this, and this will probably go into a bigger discussion, a lot of this has to do with the world we live in now with social media. That it's people, like, I'll see in March, somebody would be like, oh, only 285 days until Christmas, and it's always a picture of Buddy the Elf, like, crouching, doing a sorority squat or some shit. And it's got little snowflakes going down in the back. I'm like, stop it.
Yep.
Stop. First of all,
yep.
The beauty of Christmas is that it is once a year.
You're so right.
And that it is this very limited time of year. Because that's something, yes, to look forward to.
But Christmas lives on in our hearts, Christian.
Yes.
During the holidays, you should change your Instagram name to Christmas instead of Christian.
I think Christ would probably have a problem with that. I mean, he wouldn't, like, strike me down, I don't think, but...
you were named after Jesus Christ. How does that make you feel?
I don't think... I was named after a basketball player, according to my parents.
Well,
and they clearly got what they asked for. So,
but the name Christian...
Well, yeah. That's where it's derived from originally.
So
but
you are...
But, like, if I change my name to Christmas, I feel like I don't think anything would happen to me now.
People out there named Christmas?
Yes.
Wild.
Like, you ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
No.
His name in the movie is Lloyd Christmas.
That's his last name.
But it's a movie.
But it's a movie.
If I change my name to Christmas, I feel like nothing would happen now, but when I die eventually, I feel like Jesus would be like, we got some things we got to talk about.
Well, this is a big thing, speaking of the internet, which, side note, if I had $1 for every time someone was like, well, in today's world, or these days,
right.
or...
And what is today's world?
Social media, our generation, all those things. If I had $1, I'd have a lot of dollars. Anyway, what was I saying? See, there goes my train of thought.
There it goes, folks.
There it goes.
In the studio.
Yep.
It goes around. Okay.
What were we talking about?
Social media.
Oh, yes. And Halloween, that's a big thing. Everyone changes their Twitter names to, like, some variation of their name that has to do with...
Spooky Sandra.
Yes, that's, like, a big thing. Like, spooky something. Some people do it during Christmas, too. So...
This was the first year with Halloween that I heard people refer to it as spooky season.
Okay, that's been going on for years, pal.
Okay, well, I don't get
I
that much.
talked about that on the Amanda show, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should have listened to that episode.
No. Maybe I will. Which episode is it?
I think,
I don't have a job, so...
I believe it was 6.
6.
Yes.
That was right before my... No, 2 before.
2
I was 8.
before yes, you were 8.
What was it called? Pre-game the torture?
Pre-game the torture.
Pre-game
Christian
the torture.
McCarran.
Go get them, boys!
Oh, my gosh.
So, we do live in a social media charged environment, and I think that's why everything is so politically charged and everything, and my job on this show is to distract people from that.
Yeah, it seems like you're bringing it up, though, pal.
It doesn't feel like a job, though. It feels more like a burden. That I'm like,
what?
Everybody's so politically charged now. Nobody gets along.
How is that your job? I'm confused.
Well, because, like, I feel an obligation to distract people.
Oh, to distract. Got it.
I just said that 3 different ways.
Why? You were muddling the words. When the people play back your words, they'll agree with
I mumble. I tend to mumble. There's probably not
it's a good
one...
thing you're on radio.
Yeah. There's probably not one person I know who, in the course of me knowing them, has never asked me to repeat myself. Because I usually start nice and strong, and then I kind of taper off at the end of the set. And I dip off.
I do it, too.
Yeah. And then I become what is known as a low talker.
No one calls it that.
Well, on Seinfeld, they call it that.
Oh, well, there you go. I haven't seen that episode.
It's a good one. Low Talker. That's the Puffy Shirt episode. You never seen the Puffy Shirt?
I don't think so.
That's like the most famous episode.
Is it
Puffy
really?
Shirt. He dresses like a pirate.
Clearly, I don't watch the famous episodes of Seinfeld.
You're into deep cuts?
Yeah, deep
Yes.
cuts.
Okay. Let's talk about
When does
music.
that come out on Netflix, by the way?
2021. You got some time.
2021?
Yeah.
Frick.
Let's talk about music.
Muzak.
Because I feel like we were getting into some good musical discussions
Yeah.
on the Amanda Show.
Where's the comedy, Christian?
It's this. It's
Oh,
the
okay. This is the
conversation.
comedy.
What do you think? I sit here and read jokes?
Well, I do on the
Why
Amanda
did the chicken
Show.
cross the
Do
road?
you want to hear one of the Amanda Show jokes from today? Although these are copyrighted specifically for the Amanda Show.
Comedy is created out of making jokes out of everyday things,
You're so right.
right?
My resident jokester worked hard. That we didn't have very good ones today. I'm not gonna lie, not his best.
So
At least
get some of the best
I
ones.
can't find
Let's hear
his
the,
message.
the greatest
Sometimes
hits.
I'm blind.
You know, you can search for his messages,
Well, that would be
but that'd be too simple.
too simple. That one was dumb. I think you will probably like this. Two guys are at a symphony orchestra concert. One guy said, "Boy, this music is awful, and that conductor is terrible." The other guy said, "I agree, that conductor is terrible. He doesn't know his brass from his oboe."
All right, this will be Amanda's last episode with us. I got one. You might have heard this. A priest is sitting in a confessional. He hears somebody come in. It's the
Not the face-to-face.
not the
one.
face-to-face.
Side by side.
I'm always a face-to-face guy.
You're very honest.
Yes. Well, you should be honest, because then isn't that sinning in and of it? That's just more you got to confess.
Well,
You're just adding up.
you're right.
Anyway, so priest is sitting in a confessional. A guy walks in on the other side, hears him walk in, and the guy doesn't say anything. So there's no "bless me, Father, for I've sinned," nothing. So the priest is like, I don't know what's going on here. So he goes, maybe I'll clear my throat and he'll get it. So he goes,
Nice.
nothing from this guy. He just hears him breathing, hears him kind of moving around a little bit. He's like, I don't know, like, is this guy a mute or something?
I don't
So
know.
he's like, I'll do it again. I'll clear my...
Thank you for clearing your throat on that. I bet the listeners really appreciate that.
And then he hears the other guy say, don't worry, there's no toilet paper on this side either.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, let's talk about confession.
What?
So do you prefer face-to-face?
We're not having this conversation.
Do you prefer face-to-face?
It depends on the scenario.
Okay.
I tend to go face to face now, just because for the longest time I felt like I was hiding, which
Oh,
it's fine if you do.
that's very deep.
Oh my, deep cuts only. But I just after a while I was like, I should probably just go face to face, but it depends. Sometimes I don't, depending how I'm feeling. I need to go. I'm behind. I was actually just thinking about that while you're telling your joke.
See? We help people on this show.
Only if they're Catholic, though.
Yeah, there are some people.
What about the people who celebrate Kwanzaa, Christian?
They might have their own. I feel like everybody's got their own form of like confession or atoning for their sins.
That's not correct.
Like, isn't Rosh Hashanah like you're supposed to atone for your sins
Well,
or something?
Protestants don't really. Depending on the Protestants. I don't want to offend all your
I don't want to name
Protestants.
names, but
I'm just saying. Hold on. I'm looking up. Because people who celebrate Kwanzaa aren't of a specific religion.
no.
It's just like...
Kwanzaa is more of a cultural
It's a-
thing, I think.
Yeah. In case anyone was wondering, Kwanzaa is a week-long annual celebration held in the United States and other nations of the African diaspora in the Americas to honor African heritage and African American culture. It is observed from December 26th to January 1st, culminating in gift-giving and a feast. Kwanzaa has 7 core principles. Wow. I didn't know about the 7 core principles part. But I know lots of people who I know someone. How I haven't asked, I'm going to ask her. I'm just saying, I don't meet them very often.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
What?
I was trying to find my interest. I just couldn't.
Shut up. was so rude.
No, I was listening. I was actually listening. You were talking about the 7 provinces or whatever the hell.
He heard a key word.
I'm a rude guy.
It's ridiculous.
I am rude when I want to be.
You were going to ask me about music.
Okay. What do you want to talk about with music?
I don't know. You were the one who said, let's talk about music.
Okay, so...
I wasn't here to propose the topic.
Let's talk about music then.
Okay, what do you want me to say?
What's your favorite...
Stop. I don't have a favorite.
You don't do favorites.
I don't do favorites in the music world.
Let's unpack that.
Oh, my God.
Is it because you just love music in general, or is it
I have preferred genres and such, but like I'm never going to pick a favorite song of anything because there's no song in the world that I love that if I hear it more than 10 times in a day that I'm not going to move on to a separate song.
Correct.
Maybe I just have commitment issues, but like I don't think I do. I just think like I have preferred artists, but I'm not going to sit down. Well, like unless it's an artist with like there are some that I could be like, yeah, this is my favorite song of theirs. But like, I certainly don't have a favorite song, period. That's just outrageous to me. Do you have a favorite song?
No, because...
Let's unpack that.
I mean, I have like favorite bands or like favorite genres, but like... I think because... The thing of it is, with music and like any art form in general, movies, whatever, it's all subjective. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, there can musically, objectively be a bad song because if the numbers don't add up, and like with the counting and the rhythm of or whatever, I think there is such a thing as an objectively bad song. But certain music is going to speak to certain people.
Well, I think when you say that something is your favorite, You're not saying
it's the best.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Yeah. So why can't you have a favorite?
Because I just don't.
Let's unpack that.
Okay. I guess this is your show now.
I just like to let everyone know that on my show, Christian said, let's unpack that to me.
Yeah, I did.
So
that's karma.
Time.
That's karma. That's another religion. What is that? Hindu or
you're just gonna offend people now.
Do your dharma, get good karma.
Oh boy,
I think that's Hindu. It's either Hindu or Buddhist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't just. It's Hinduism.
I knew it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You were guessing.
High school.
Actually, it's both.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Karma is a key concept in some Eastern religions, including Hinduism and Buddhism. Interesting.
Seen any good movies lately?
Oh my gosh.
Have you?
No.
Really?
I don't have time to watch movies. I'm trying to think of the last movie I watched. I'll tell you what I did do. I watched John Mulaney's New in Town,
yep.
3 times over Thanksgiving break. You want to know why?
Why?
Well, I'll tell you. Well, everyone can know. All right, Christian listeners. I was a victim of a crime a few weeks ago. And in said crime, my purse was taken from my person with great force.
From your person?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, that's a phrase.
Yeah.
Off my person. And someone said to me, you know, you didn't do what John Mulaney said to do. Now, I'm not going to get into all of John Mulaney's comedy here on your podcast because now is not the time nor the place.
No.
But basically, he has this long thing about street smarts from a guy who used to teach him in school. He used to come in and speak at his school. It's called Street Smarts. But one thing he has is he says if someone robs you or like tries to rob you or mug you, etc., you should always have a silver money clip with $50 bill in it. And then if they come up to you and say, you want it? Go get it. And so I did not have a $50 in my silver money clip, nor did I say, you want it? Go get it with my purse. Mm-hmm. And so then we all sat down and watched it in my house. And then the next day when I was at home, I was telling them about it. So then we all sat down and watched the video. We watched the whole rest of the comedy special while we were at it. And then when we went to see my extended family,
You watched
they
it
were
again.
like, what should we watch? And I was like, have you seen John Mulaney? And they were like, no. So we watched it again. So I saw that 3 times.
Would you consider him your favorite comedian?
No, but he's up there.
Who's your favorite comedian?
I don't have one. Nice
okay.
try.
Rattle
I'd say
off
if I
some
were to
names.
name some like top. Some,
Give us some top.
Some best hits,
Yeah.
hottest hits. John Mulaney's up there. I'm a pretty big fan of Fred Armisen.
Underrated.
Yeah, I think he's underrated. I know that you're not gonna like this. Or who is it? Is it you or Nick? I like Jimmy Fallon. I'm a big fan of Jim Gaffigan. Someone I've gotten into recently, Ryan Hamilton. I don't know if you've heard of him. I think that Kate McKinnon is one of the funniest
She's
people on this
hysterical.
earth.
She is extremely talented.
I think she is so funny. I also think Tina Fey is quite funny.
I never got on that
And
train.
Steve Martin. And Steve Martin and Martin Short are like...
I haven't watched their Netflix thing.
I saw them live.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm
they were
reading
fantastic.
Steve Martin's book right
Which
now.
one?
Born Standing Up.
Very nice. I have that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up on Steve Martin, and the two of them together is just like...
He's
Frickin'
fascinating because he had like 2 or 3 years where he was on top of the stand-up world.
Yeah.
And he was the best new act. Like, his act was so outrageous and so out there. And then he just stopped because he said it was like the loneliest point in his life.
Yeah.
He was on the stage in front of thousands of people every night, like Madison Square Garden, big places. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I felt alone. And I haven't gotten to the part in the book where he gives up comedy.
Happy. Oh, okay.
I'll explain to you. You mentioned Jimmy Fallon. Mm-hmm. I'll explain to you my issue with Jimmy Fallon.
Tell me your issue with Jimmy Fallon.
Okay. I think if you want to talk about talent, if you want to talk about comedic talent, impression, everything, he's got it. Mm-hmm. He's one of the best impressionists out there.
He does have some good...
He was amazing on SNL because he always broke down and could never keep a straight face.
Well, see, I don't know if that's talent, though.
But he did have some good moments there.
Oh, yeah, he definitely did.
My issue is I don't think he's a good talk show host. I think if you watch his interviews, he's constantly interrupting the guests, not letting them talk. I feel like his laugh is so fake and so forced.
Oh, I love it.
I'm a big fan. David Letterman was my favorite. But, like, when you think of something as iconic as The Tonight Show, it's supposed to be about the guests. And I think he does try and do that, but he runs it a little bit more like a variety show.
Yes.
Like it is SNL.
Yes.
Which, that's fine. And if that appeals to his audience,
Yeah.
all for him. For me personally, when it's 11:30 at night and I'm trying to relax, he's just a little too... Like Letterman would come out, hands in his pockets, and he would just talk to you and say jokes.
See, I don't watch it live.
Well, no, hardly
didn't
anybody ever
have
does.
Preconceived feelings about the Tonight Show, so I can understand where that might be a game changer.
I'm a big
I enjoy it for
Conan
what he
fan.
does.
I'm a big Conan fan.
I have mixed feelings about Conan. I think what I appreciate about Jimmy is that it is a variety show. And, like, most times you go on there, like, I'm never going to get any sort of serious conversation whatsoever. And I go there for that. So it's fine. You know what I mean? If I were expecting something, like, I had someone say, like, oh, he doesn't actually, like, really talk about anything. Like, blah, blah, blah. He's not really trying to.
He's not.
So, like,
and if that's what appeals to you, then that's great.
Right. I go with that for somewhere else.
I do like Kimmel.
I'm not a big fan. He's kind of obnoxious.
He's a little obnoxious. He is, but I think when he does skits sometimes, they're some of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I don't watch a lot of them, so
it's his whole feud with Matt Damon. If you're ever bored, look up the Jimmy Kimmel Matt Damon feud.
Fascinating.
And they have this whole clearly fake and staged feud that it's been going on for like 10 years.
That's really
and Matt Damon's always trying to sabotage the show. It's just go down that rabbit hole on YouTube and you will laugh
I like
yourself
his
silly.
celebrities read mean tweets.
Yes,
those make
those
me
are
laugh.
funny.
Yeah. How do you feel about Colbert?
Don't like him.
Don't like him?
Don't like him. What about you?
I think I need to do more research to form a fully formed opinion.
So watch more.
Yeah. I've liked things that I've seen him do. I think he's done some really funny things. He's also done some things that like pissed me off. So it's a mix.
My thing with him is his show's completely political. It's
Now it is, yeah.
every single day he comes out,
Yeah.
something about Trump,
I
something
like
about
the old show better.
his old show when he was doing a character. That was funny. I was a huge fan of Jon Stewart. I think Jon Stewart's really funny and is much funnier than Colbert, in my personal opinion.
Well, what is it now? Because the Colbert Report was the old one.
It's the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I think
Yeah,
he's
I
very
like the
talented.
Colbert Report.
I think he's very talented.
Yeah.
It's just, and again, this is all subjective. It just doesn't work for me.
Right,
I don't like it.
Of course.
But it's all about the ratings. It's about whoever's getting their stuff.
I also love. Shoot. Now this is going to be awkward, but he was also on SNL. There's a period of SNL that is very near and dear to my heart. What is his name? Bill
Hader.
Bill Hader.
Do you watch his HBO show?
He has an HBO show?
It's so good.
I don't
It's
have
called
HBO. That's issue number 1.
Barry.
Oh, I've
It's-
heard of it. I have heard
It
of it.
is so good.
I bet it is.
It is like half laugh out loud funny, but also a very serious drama.
Fascinating.
That with like serious implications. I finished the second season one day.
Wow. You don't have a job.
This was when I was working.
I'm just kidding, listeners.
Yes.
I mean,
She's
he
not
doesn't
making
have a
fun of the unemployed. My God, stop. But I think Bill Hader's extremely talented.
Yeah. He is.
I like him a
Very
lot.
I also quite enjoy. Now, this is like controversial. Steve Carell no longer is in comedy.
No.
He's
Which I
doing
like. I think he's an
serious
incredible
stuff.
serious actor.
See, I haven't watched any of his serious things because I just don't want to, frankly.
Because you can't take him seriously?
Because I enjoy his comedic things. And I would like to keep watching those things.
Well, you're an Office fan,
I am,
right?
yes.
Okay. Well,
And-
that character was just...
I mean, that is really takes some hard frickin' work, I think.
And that's why he left the show, because he was working so hard, and he
know.
started... Because he was a nobody when that show started.
Well,
And...
he wasn't a nobody.
Well, he was very,
He was
like...
in Chicago with Tina
Well, yeah.
doing the...
But to most people, to the
sure,
general audience, he was an unknown. Then he started getting movie deals. Then they put him in Bruce Almighty. Then, all these things start kicking up. And then he wanted to go pursue his movie career. So that's why he left the show.
Like, it's fine. Well, I guess I have seen him in a few things that were serious. But I guess I just have to try it.
The good thing is he's serious. Like in some movies, he's extremely serious and he plays like the straight man and it's just whatever. But sometimes there's like a tinge of... There was the movie Vice, which was about Dick Cheney.
Oh.
And Christian Bale plays Dick Cheney.
Spicy.
And it was really good. But Steve Carell plays the crazy, out of his mind Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, and there's a part of him that he has to act like an idiot, out of his mind, but still he'll have very serious moments. Like on The Office, the part I loved the most about The Office was not the comedy. I loved the serious moments on the show. When
Oh, yeah.
he
They do.
breaks down like in front of Holly at the Christmas party, like about like how,
Oh, yeah.
she told him long distance wasn't
Yeah.
going to work. And
Oh,
blah,
yeah.
blah.
No, he does it well. My
Yeah.
question is just like, porque no los dos? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why can't you dabble in both genres?
Well, you don't know.
at
He
the
might
same
come
time?
back. He's not
He could.
He's not near death.
Did you ever see? I don't know if you saw. He hosted SNL. Was it last year or 2 years ago? Side note: don't let me forget where I'm going. But he did a sketch on that episode where he played Jeff Bezos.
Yes, I remember.
And I had
saw
never seen a picture of actual Jeff Bezos. I just knew he was bald.
Mm-hmm.
And so now when I imagine Jeff Bezos, I
It's just
imagine
Steve
Steve
Carell,
Carell as Jeff Bezos.
with a bald cap on.
Yeah, but anyway, when he was on, they did a bit, like his opening, what's that, whatever that's called. His, what is that thing they do at the beginning?
The monologue.
Yeah, his monologue was all about how
everybody
they were,
was,
everyone
the
was
whole
like,
cast was
Steve,
there. Yeah.
are we going to come back to the office? And his wife gets up, she's like, honey, you should really go back to the office.
I don't think they should do it.
No, they definitely should not.
He's got the right idea about it. That
No, it wouldn't be good. You shouldn't, just because people want it, doesn't, they ended well, they did a good thing, don't open it back up at all of Disney for remaking every single movie they've ever made. But I just, if he came out with another show, I would watch it.
he is coming out with another show. It's like he's in space, I think, with people, and it's kind of like The Office in space.
Fascinating.
I have no idea what it's called.
I have the
don't
same
even know
thought
if it's
about
still
Amy
happening.
Poehler. Parks and Rec was great.
I never watched Parks
Oh,
and Rec,
I like Parks and
which
Rec.
some people have told me is better than The Office.
I don't engage in that debate because I think they're just two different types of comedy.
Okay, yeah.
The Office is much cringier comedy.
Yes,
you have to be okay with deep cringe.
Right.
Whereas Parks and Rec is more just ha ha funny.
Right. And I think most people get caught up in comparing it because they both have the same mockumentary kind of style,
Right, but
and
that's not.
it's
they're
not
the same
thing.
They're not trying to
Okay.
be the same. Apples and oranges.
This is a good conversation.
Wow. Whenever you say that, you just ruin it.
Yeah, I know. Comedians I like. Obviously, Seinfeld's up there.
Of course.
But I consider him I see comedy as a pyramid. And I see him at the top. And it's because he is the highest paid comedian in the world. He's got boatloads of money.
He does.
Extremely successful, and for a damn good reason, because he's funny.
Can I make a side note about Seinfeld?
Make a side note.
I enjoy Seinfeld the show, and I quite enjoy comedians in cars getting coffee.
But you don't enjoy his stand-up.
I don't like his stand-up as much.
That's what a lot of people... Have you ever watched a full special from him?
No.
Or are you just watching those little 2-minute snippets
I think
at the
I would
beginning
like
of the show?
it better, his older ones. Now I just feel like he's getting kind of cocky.
Well, I mean, he has a right to.
Well, yeah, he has a right, but...
No,
the
but I get what
great
you're
part
saying.
about comedians is they're all poor and they're all just,
Look it up on YouTube, which he says that on one of the Comedians in Cars episodes, where he says, I never equated comedy and money, that
Right.
when money came into it, it kind of took the fun out of it a little
Right.
bit. Because part of the fun is that you're struggling to stay alive and you're
Right.
struggling to make it.
I haven't watched the new season. I have to watch that.
You should. It's good. There's a 40-minute episode with Eddie Murphy on there, which is really good.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Who's coming back to stand up. He's
Is
one
he?
of the greats.
Eddie Murphy. See, I'm not a big Eddie Murphy person.
I'm a fan of pre-stupid family movie Eddie Murphy. I'm a fan of the completely raunchy, dirty Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, see, that's not really my thing.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Not raunchy stuff in general.
I feel like generally he appeals more to men.
I can see that.
Generally.
I can see that.
Generally.
We're generally. There are exceptions.
What do you talk like that?
How do I talk like
I said,
that?
why?
Why? See, I lost my train of thought. Choo choo.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Oh, if you go on YouTube, one of Seinfeld's old specials, it's called I'm Telling You for the Last Time. If you watch that, it's an hour. Mm-hmm. That's probably his best. He really doesn't have that many specials.
No.
That, I think, is his bet because his stand-up... Am I boring you?
I'm sorry. You just got to yawn.
That
yes,
is...
you are boring me.
Okay, all right.
Anyway.
I am boring you?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
You did it to me, so don't even try. Don't even try.
Well, I think it's he... Lost my train of thought again. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
But go watch that one.
Uh-huh.
It's damn good.
Okay, so back to your triangle. Your
Oh,
pyramid.
my pyramid. Okay. So I have him, then like the next two. One of them is Bill Burr, who we showed you.
Yes, you did show me Bill Burr. He's another angry comedian.
He is so angry, but I vibe with that. That's
vibe
my
with it.
thing.
Yeah,
And
that's what you do. You get
I've
angry.
watched all his specials like 5 times. I listen to his podcast.
Oh, he has a podcast.
Twice a week. It's called the Monday Morning Podcast with
Wow.
Bill Burr.
Amazing.
Except he does it on Mondays and Thursdays. And it's just the most outrageous stuff. It's everybody go listen to it. But so there's him. Then there's Sebastian Maniscalco. I don't know if you know who
I've
that
heard
is.
that name.
He's got a couple things on Netflix. I'd recommend checking him out. He's totally clean. He curses here and there, but he's totally clean. But he plays up. He's Italian guy, and that's his big angle. So there's those guys. Then I like Jim Brewer. I don't know if you know who Jim Brewer is. He's very like facial expression, like
You're naming a bunch of people who are all like aspects of you, so all of these things make sense.
They're all a part. This is my pyramid.
This is my pyramid.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Do you have that? That's the end of your pyramid.
Well, yeah, it's still there are more. Dana Carvey's really funny.
Dana Carvey, yes, I will.
He's
I will add him
very
to my
funny.
list.
I
Yeah.
still have to watch his Netflix special, but
that's from a while ago.
it's only a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a while ago. It's a good one. There's some funny stuff on
I've
that.
seen like 5 minutes of it. Like he opens with like Trump and Hillary impressions.
I
think.
reference it
Yeah.
regularly. It's very funny.
He has a good Comedians in Cars episode
He has
also.
this bit about teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
and it is the funniest thing you've ever seen. And also Aer Lingus. But
He's pretty clean, right?
for the most part,
Yeah.
yeah, my mom mostly likes him.
Is she the benchmark for clean?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. She really likes Ryan Hamilton. He's completely clean.
Yeah. Gaffigan too is clean.
Yeah, Gaffigan. What was I saying? I don't know. It's gone. What were we just talking about?
Comedy.
No, well, who was I specifically just talking? Oh, Dana Carvey. Everything he's ever done on Jimmy Fallon is very funny.
Yes, and
He does a wheel. They do a wheel of impressions.
his SNL stuff is really
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Church Lady.
Oh yeah, those are classics.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
playing the piano and
what'd you say?
he's the guy playing the
Yeah.
piano.
And,
I forgot what that was called. But
Garth and
oh yeah, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Yeah,
I love Wayne's World.
the movies.
Yes.
Really, I've actually never seen the movies.
Dana Carvey just turns into this like cute little boy, and it just
He is a kid. He is definitely a kid at heart,
it just makes
and that's
me
never going
laugh.
to change.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 45 minutes. We've been talking.
Gasp.
Again, I'm boring.
Okay,
Gasp
in my defense-
followed by
In my defense, I've already had one show today. I've been doing a lot of sitting and talking.
You're working
here.
double time.
I haven't
Working double
exercised
time.
in years.
Yeah,
That's not actually true.
I did my first post Thanksgiving exercise this morning.
Congratulations. This semester is not really allowed for a lot of exercising, and that's really not good.
Well,
so.
next semester, how's next semester looking?
Probably better.
Yeah.
It's also hard because I live off campus and the gym's so far away, and I tend to go at night. And so now it's just really not ideal.
You can always come use this one.
No, I can't.
Just text me. I'll let you in the building.
Oh, my gosh.
Be like, all right, go. Use the gym.
I still would have to, like, come down here, though. Actually, here's even more difficult because I would have to drive up here. And then I have to park.
More difficult than school?
I'm not going to walk. Yeah, but over there, there's a clear parking space for me. Here, there's not.
Oh, you mean on the side of the cane over there?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, Amanda, this has been...
That's how we're going to end it.
Yeah.
Talking about my exercise habits.
Do you
Great.
enjoy exercise?
No.
No. I don't think anybody really
No,
enjoys
people do.
Yeah,
Two of
those-
my siblings
Really?
love it.
Really?
Yes.
Are they like health nuts or
Yes,
like
they are.
food too?
My sister's a food nut. My brother's just a major working out junkie.
Get swole.
Gets swole. Oh, he's swole.
He's swole.
He has a home gym. He's swole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm just doing cardio. Like
Yeah.
that's all I
mostly
need
what
right
I
now.
do that in some squats.
because I can lift stuff.
I do that as if I've done it in the last 2 months, but it's fine. I do it more for the mental health, you know.
Well, that's why I do it. I feel like it's a good release, and you know, for anxious people, it's just like I got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I got a lot of energy,
Yeah.
and I think it's more so afterwards you feel much better.
Yeah.
Because
true.
for some reason I enjoy the soreness. Like,
Oh, I don't relate to that.
I don't know if that makes me a masochist or something,
Possible.
or I enjoy being sore because I'm like, I earned that.
I did that.
I did that.
It's also possible. Nope, there it goes again.
All right. Well, when I was home for Thanksgiving, my meniscus was bothering me.
I'm sorry, you specifically could feel your meniscus bothering you?
Behind your knee.
I know, but
It was very clearly my meniscus.
that's not your meniscus. Your meniscus is up here.
Well, it was something in the knee area.
'Cause my
Guess this
sister
is your
tore
show
her
again.
ACL and her meniscus.
Oh, ee,
She tore both ACLs, actually. Yeah.
that's bad.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I work out for the mental health, also obesity.
Yeah, I'm technically obese.
Always running from obesity.
I am technically obese.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm overweight.
See, that's different. Overweight, obesity is like less than overweight
No, it's not.
in the scientific sense.
I thought it went overweight and then obese.
I think it's obese.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong about this.
I just bought a scale.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
tells
you?
It breaks down your water weight.
What the hell kind of scale
Your
is it?
bone. It costs $15
How do you know it's right then?
because
It cost $15 and it can tell you all of those things?
Because any other scale I go on says I weigh what I weigh, which
After
I'm not
this,
going to say
gonna
on the
go look
air.
at this.
The scale?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand. I'm looking up which is worse, obese or overweight.
My money's on overweight.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Both are used to identify... Oh, I'm so right. Both are used to identify people who are at risk for health problems from having too much body fat. However, the term obese generally means a much higher amount of body fat than overweight. Suck it.
Okay.
Got him.
So I'm overweight.
That's from the National Kidney Foundation.
So, what? That's funny.
They know. They know about these things.
So I'm overweight.
Yeah, good job.
Hey,
It's pretty hard not to be, I feel like.
I think
at this
it's
point.
hard to be because I'll tell everybody right now. I weigh 218 pounds.
Okay.
Of which people my age technically and like males my
I
age
guess that though.
and my height are supposed to weigh like 190, 195. But then like once you hit 200, everybody's like, "Oh god, 200." And
That's what they
so
say.
I get in my head about it, and I just look in the mirror all the time. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds like positive body image.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I'm
good.
working on it with my therapist.
That's good.
I had therapy yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. Talked about sticking to... I struggle with motivation for things. Mm-hmm. Even doing the podcast, it's like a chore for me to do it.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah. I
Glad
don't...
you're doing what you love, Christian.
Anything that I do, especially the things I love, are a chore.
Interesting.
Yes. And that it's always a struggle for me to motivate myself. That comes from a very specific part of my family, but which I won't say on the air.
Yeah. It is comedy therapy after all.
It is comedy therapy. So everybody laugh at me and
Ha!
and how overweight I am.
Oh
And
my god.
all right, Amanda.
All right, Christian.
We've gone on for 50 minutes here.
a whole 50 minutes.
The whole 50
People are
minutes.
going to be bored by now. You know, I listen to podcasts when I'm working out, so maybe someone's working out right now.
Do you listen to mine?
I haven't worked out recently now, have I?
Yeah.
That's
an
when I would
excuse.
listen to it, is
Okay.
when I
Well,
work
next
out.
time you work out,
That's first on the list.
start off with syllabus week.
A syllabus
or this
week.
episode.
Well, I'll go in order.
Yeah. It's good. There's a sequence.
Oh, boy.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we...
No, I think I'm good. How do you close out?
I say...
Do you have a mantra?
I like to say stay on the bright side of things,
Oh, boy. What a cliche.
which is pretty cliche, so I'm trying to change it. Do you have any ideas?
No. On my show, I say I'm going to give my grandma a sponge bath, but that's only because that's what Amanda Bynes said on the Amanda show. So
Copyright.
I don't
Excuse me.
I think she said it like one time, so she's probably
Okay.
fine.
Well, everybody fuck off. How about that?
Nope. I will not stop speaking on that note. Wow. Happy Kwanzaa, everyone.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we're not ending on that
A
note
blessed
either.
Kwanzaa.
A blessed Advent.
Holiday.
But Nick has the chocolate Advent calendar from Trader Joe's.
We do too. We haven't opened it yet, though.
It tastes disgusting.
Really? Yeah. That's disappointing. Do you tell people who Nick is, or do you just reference him all the time?
I reference him. He'll be on here eventually.
But you've never said who Nick is?
He's my roommate.
Oh, okay. Well, now they know. I just looked at the microphone. Like, those were the people.
You like Trader Joe's?
I do. Quality food at a good price. Their produce is very well priced.
I get overwhelmed when I go in there. I'm
Well,
a Harris Teeter man.
Oh, Harris Teeter overwhelms me. Are you kidding me?
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's agree on one thing. I can't go into Giant. I
Well,
get depressed when I walk into
Yeah,
Giant.
well, I went to Giant growing up. My mom doesn't go to Giant anymore because she realized it's not a good option. But the ones around here are really overpriced and not well cared for. I don't know if it's just a DC thing, but
I mean, that
Call
Rhode
me
Island Avenue
unimpressed.
one. It's
Oh,
just like
it's
you walk
really
in,
bad.
there's 3 cops in the front. I'm like, I feel real.
I saw a drug deal at that Giant once. It was the craziest thing. There were these 3 guys, and they were all walking in front of me. They were going in the automatic door. And all of a sudden, this guy pulls out a bag from his pocket. It was so fast. It was crazy. He pulls out the bag from his pocket. He hands it to the other guy. The other guy puts it in his pocket. And then they split ways. And then the 2 guys keep walking straight into Giant all the way down the aisle as to not arouse suspicion. And the other guy, dipped the other way. And I was, behind some of my friends, so they were in front of the drug deal. And I walked in, and I was like, guys, I just saw a drug deal. And no one even cared, but it was wild.
That's how it's done, Amanda.
That's how it's done.
Well, on
in
that
the entrance
note,
of Giant.
on
that note.
On drug deals.
On drug deals at Giant.
Whoa.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
I'll think of a mantra, a better mantra.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Amanda, would you like to come on again sometime in the future?
I'd love that, Christian.
Yes, we'll have you on again.
Once you have a mantra.
Once I have a mantra. All right, everybody. I'm going to play the tunes to play us out. And
play us out.
Have a good night, everyone.
Adios.